name is Michelle Jakes. I'm an assistant director at Special Services, but I'm really just to introduce the person who is mainly responsible for tonight. She's done a lot or most of the legwork working with our guests tonight, and her name is Michelle Meyer. She's one of our special education interventionists, so I'm going to let her have the privilege of introducing all of our guest speakers who are going to be with us tonight.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I know this is our first face-to-face event since before COVID, so it's really nice to see everyone in the room. So we have 4 presenters this evening. Our person from Goodwill is on the program, but they weren't able to make it tonight, so we will have information for them at our next SSPL event at the end of the month. The first person from the College of Charleston REACH program is Amanda Clinton. She's going to share information about all of the college programs for adults with disabilities. Then we have Carrie Walker coming from DDSN, Miss Mosley from Voc Rehab, and Jason Torres. I'm like, I know your name. Jason Torres is coming from Accessibility. All right, so I am going to go ahead and turn it over to Amanda. Yes.
So I'm winging it because I was not going to be presenting anything. I got on the agenda at the last minute, and I was just going to introduce myself and have a table and chat. But since Goodwill didn't come, I'm going to take advantage of the time in front of you. So my name is Amanda Clinton. I am a program coordinator for the junior cohort at the College of Charleston's REACH program. And if you don't know what the REACH program is, it is a 4-year inclusive post-secondary education program. We provide a 4-year college education certificate, not a bachelor's degree, but a certificate, to students with mild intellectual disabilities. We are one of 6 programs in the state for post-secondary education. They are all very different. So I've brought some information for the other schools: Clemson Life, Carolina Life, USC Aiken, Coastal, and Winthrop is the 5th one. They're all part of this consortium, and we are trying to get together. All 6 of us are working together to make sure that families are getting this information. There's also, I have on my table information about thinkcollege.net, because there are 315 programs in the country. People think that there's not money for these, they're expensive. South Carolina has up to $20,000 a year in scholarships and grants for South Carolina residents who attend a South Carolina inclusive post-secondary program. So with that, it does make it where it's somewhat affordable. They are also eligible for Pell Grants. So it's something that hasn't gotten a lot of notoriety, but it's out there, and that's available as a South Carolina resident if you stay in a program. So again, our program is very different than some of the others in the state, but we are 4 years. We're providing an education, and we work on social skills, independent living, career, and academics. We do modifications and accommodations for our students in the college classrooms. And one of the biggest things in our program is that our students are learning to live self-determined, independent lives. So it's very difficult sometimes to know if the student wants it or the parents want it. And that's something, like, to me, the earlier we start talking to you guys about it and you start realizing, are you ready to let go? We don't have age limits, so you don't have to be 18, you don't have to be 21. We offer supports, and our goal is to fade those supports so that when the student graduates, they can go and live an independent life. The career skills that we do are not, we're trying to get real world internships so that our students are not just washing dishes or doing laundry in a hotel. We're trying to give actual job skills. We encourage our students to fail. We encourage them to get a job, and maybe they get fired, because that real world experience allows us to help them figure out what's going wrong and what they can do to change. So I could go on and on and on. I can talk all night because I like to do that. But if anybody has any questions, do we have a few more minutes? Am I running on? I don't know time. If anybody wants to ask him questions, please. She asked if I could compare us to Clemson Life. Yes and no. I have not been to Clemson Life. I can only tell you what I've heard others tell me. Some of the other programs in the state, and I can't say Clemson Life for sure, but some of the other programs provide a college experience. We do not. We provide a college education. Our students do not get outed. So we don't have our offices all clumped together like a reach department. We are a department, we work together, but our students' privacy, we follow FERPA, and if I see a student on the street, if they don't speak to me, I don't speak to them. Their privacy, no one has to know they're in the program. That is their self-determined choice whether or not they share that with anyone. So I know some of the other programs have Life Rush, or the Life program might go to a football game. Our students do not do any of that as a group, but they can participate. They're fully included in the college, and we have just now been approved that students, if they meet criteria, can study abroad as well. Yes? So every of the 315 programs in the country, every one of us have a different criteria. For the REACH program, it does not matter if you have a diploma or a certificate. Not every program is like that, which is one reason why we want to get the word out to you guys. For me, I think as early as middle school, so that you can start looking and exploring and seeing what options there are, and are you going to meet that criteria, because all of them are different. Yes, ma'am. We only accept 10 a year, and you have to start as a freshman and go through. So you can't come in as a junior and just do 2 years. Again, I do not know that off the top of my head. Yes. So in freshman year is the only time that our students are grouped together, but all freshmen at the College of Charleston have learning communities. Our freshmen live together in a dorm with student resident advisors, and those students are hired by us and trained by us to help with life skills. So learning to get along with others, learning to put your dishes away, learning to clean up after yourself in the bathroom, things that my kids personally need to learn. After freshman year, they live on campus in any dorm they want. Any dorm that you apply and get accepted into as any other student. So they have all the same rights. They can join any club on campus. They can rush and pledge a fraternity. They can do anything that any other student at the College of Charleston can do. However, we do educate. So freshman year, they're not allowed off campus until we know that they can navigate safely and know their way around. So we are going to educate them, and they have curfews and have to learn to follow rules, and that's for their safety, as well as everyone has to learn to adjust and follow rules. Anybody else? I love it. It is my dream job. So I will be here after everybody's done presenting. If anybody has questions, I have information about Think College, about some of the other programs, and I have our website and other information. So please stop by, get what you want, and ask any other questions on your own. Thanks.
Awesome. And so just like with all of our other presenters, we available after. So as we're going through, for the sake of time and the number of everyone in here, which is awesome that all of you are here, but we will take questions at the end. So if you have any specifics about any of the programs, you can go and get more specific feedback. All right, so Carrie Walker from DDSN is going to come up.
And I can walk with this thing, right? Okay, testing. Yay. All right, so my name is Carrie Walker. I am from the Department of Disabilities and Special Needs. Most people have never heard of us before, so I'll kind of do a brief introduction of what we are. Michelle's watched me do this presentation now 3 times, and I've never quite done it in 10 to 15 minutes, so bear with me if I talk really, really fast, okay? So my name is Carrie Walker. I used to be a special ed teacher, and then I decided I wanted to come work for DDSN so I could make more of an impact for our people with disabilities. So DDSN's mission is to assist people with disabilities by meeting their needs and letting them have meaningful, successful life outcomes, and whatever that means for you. And if that means going to a day program, if that means having a job, if that means you get to stay at home all day and play video games, whatever that means for you, we want you to have a successful life outcome. I see you looking. You want to go home and play video games. I caught that. So again, DDSN believes that regardless of your disability, regardless of the severity, if you are high functioning, low functioning, that you have a meaningful life outcome. So we work with a few categories. We work with intellectual disabilities, autism, traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, and any related disabilities that impact their life severely. We do not work with ADHD, learning disability, and dyslexia. Okay, so, no, I gotta go really fast. Okay, so again, we are a lifetime long stay agency. We offer waiver services, and those waiver services you can access. They're paid by Medicaid, and you can access our services. We have behavior support, we have case management, and we have adult support. So whether that is getting to go through a day program, whether that is community service, whether that is career prep, individual employment, career employment, we offer those services. If you are interested in applying for eligibility, please contact me. Please don't contact the 1-800 number. We don't do that anymore. We have applications outside. Pick one up. If we run out of applications, which I hope we do, just write your name down, say that you're interested in one, and I'll send it to you. We are working hand in hand with the schools now to help that eligibility process go from 6 months to a month. So we're really working to speed things up. So please contact me. Oh, this is our website, it needs to be updated. For your kids, please continue to have high expectations for your kid. Research shows that the higher the expectation is, the more your child is likely to succeed into adulthood. So continue to keep that bar really high. So my video gamer over here, let's raise that bar, okay? I see you. Just continue to keep that bar raised for them. What do they want? Try to raise it up one more, just to see what they can do. Your opinion of them is so important. So again, just keep high expectations. Encourage that independence. Let them do things independently. Cook, do their laundry, mow the lawn. If they're interested in driving, there are awesome driving schools around that work with people with disabilities. It doesn't have to be you that teaches them. There are other people that will work with people with disabilities to teach them to drive. Help them advocate for themselves in their IEP meetings. Let them become their own advocate. Work is more than a paycheck. We definitely believe that society values individuals that work. The first thing I always get asked anywhere I go is, what do you do? Same as all you. Anytime you meet a stranger, they say, what do you do? And we want all of our individuals to have that same opportunity to say, I have a job, I make money, it's really cool, I get to live independently, I have an apartment, I drive. So we want them to have the same opportunities that all of us do. Right, Landon? Students should work in high school just because you and I did. Same reason that we are increasing their independence. We want our students to work in high school because you and I worked in high school. We want them to have the same type of life that we did. It increases their independence. They are more likely to fail and feel okay about failing on a job if they do it when they're in high school. I don't know about you, but I failed a lot at my first job in high school, okay? I made a lot of mistakes that I don't make today in this job. So let them have that opportunity. It's scary, but Voc Rehab is here. They want to help, and DDSN will help too. Gives them confidence. They get to say, I work at Papa John's. I make pizza all day, and I get to eat some of that pizza. So it gives them some confidence. Let them have that. Let that be an opportunity for them to raise that bar. So VR, Vocational Rehab, is the state agency that helps individuals with disabilities gain those skills for jobs and helps employ them. Let me know if I'm misspeaking. In DDSN, we are a lifetime-long state agency, so after vocational rehab closes them successfully, DDSN is here for a lifetime to support them in their job. How am I doing? Okay. My job is to inform you guys about DDSN eligibility, help you guys walk through that process. I support teachers, attend community events like this to spread the word about DDSN, even if it's in 10 minutes, and we're going really, really fast. And tracking employment outcomes, just to keeping that expectation high. Okay, so again, if you're interested in eligibility, contact me. Do not call that 1-800 number. If you don't have time to check it, take a release of information, give it back to me, take a picture of it, email it, fax it, mail it, I don't care. Get it back to me, and I'll let you know where they are, and if I will contact you to see what other support you and your kid needs. If they're interested in working, take a VR referral. And it also acts as a release of information, and I'll check to see if you guys need any other resources. Oh, I did it. Yeah. Whew. Thank you.
I think she took a 20-minute presentation and did it in like 5. So our next person is going to be Miss Mosley with vocational rehabilitation. And kind of like Carrie was saying, Voc Rehab and DDSN, they do have a relationship with each other. So students that start in Voc Rehab, even if they just start in Voc Rehab, they can get picked up by DDSN. It's not an either or, you can do both. Let me just pull it.
Okay. Good evening. How you doing? Hello. Yeah, and she is so correct. We are one big happy family here. DSN, accessibility, we are cousins. So I do work, my name is Carolyn Mosley. I am a counselor for Voc Rehab. That is our logo. I'm going to kind of focus on page number 4. Am I? Which part? No, 4. There you go. No, this one. Okay. What we do is we do work. Did I do something wrong? There you go. Okay. I'm good. Okay. One of the things I would like to share with you guys is eligibility. We work with students who have 504s and IEPs as well. Now, we do have a hierarchy as far as how we want to work with them. We prefer your seniors who's getting ready to leave, and then we have our juniors, and we matriculate from there, okay? And yes, we do get a lot of DDSN referrals, and if I can help, I need to say this, you don't have to be a Voc Rehab client for us to help. That's where we partner with accessibility, because there's only one me, and I'm working at all 3 high schools, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So we partner with accessibility, so those students who are sophomores and freshmen that I cannot really get to, they have accessibility. So they're one of our leading partners. What I want to focus on first, these are the pre-employment transition services. These are the things that we do at the school. The first one is job restoration, where we sit down and we talk about different jobs. That person want to be a gamer, okay? Tell me what you have to do to be a gamer. What type of education you need to be a gamer. What's the future outlook? Is that a job in demand in South Carolina? We have all, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but those are the conversations that we have with the students. Well, I want to be a doctor. What type of classes are you taking to prepare you for that next step? Okay, those are the type of conversation that we have. If anybody can answer this question, what would you think is the jobs in demand in South Carolina, in Summerville? Construction. Everywhere you look, there are people building stuff, okay? when you have construction, who else? You got plumbers, you got welders. I mean, for me, you don't have to go to college to make a good living. You can pick up a trade and make some great things happen for yourself. So the next thing we have is work-based learning, where we actually put you on a job, and I'm with her. It's okay to get fired. It's okay to feel some kind of way, because how would you know what you want to do if you don't screw up sometimes? It's just life. It just, I mean, it just happens, okay? But they are paid work experience. We pay you for those work experience, okay? And then the next thing we have is counseling and enrollment opportunity. Well, if you qualify and you want to be a welder, we can pay for that, okay? And because we are partners with the schools, I would encourage you to go to the Career Center in Dorchester on Trolley Road, because we work together, okay? And the next thing is workplace readiness, how to work together as a partner, how to speak to your supervisor, how do you communicate as a team player, what do you wear to work? Do you come there with a bad attitude? Do you wear saggy pants? You know, we just have these real conversations about what's going on and how would you approach going to work. And then last but not least is self-advocacy. We want you to be able to speak up for yourself, okay? You know, you're going to be making some, that's right, that's right. You got to be able to speak up for yourself, because nobody else can speak up for yourself better than yourself, okay? So we want to empower you, and parents as well. We want you to feel empowered. We want you to give your child the opportunity to be the best person they can be, okay? And I really believe with all the experts in the room, I think we can do it. So I will be sitting in the back at the table. So if anybody want to stop by my table, you're more than welcome to do so. And then I brought some additional information, because we work with teens, but we also work with adults as well. So please feel free to stop by, and thank you.
All right, and our last presenter this evening is accessibility, Mr. Torres.
What's going on, buddy? Good, good. Hey, good evening, you all. And I know there's people that are joining through streaming. So for those that are watching, good evening to you guys. Everyone doing all right? So, so my name is Jason Torres. My colleague here, Liz, if you mind raising your hand, Liz Bloom, and I will share what she does here in a moment. So our organization is Accessibility. We are what's called a Center for Independent Living. These centers, it's not specific to the state. These centers are around the country, right? They're ran differently, but we all follow the same philosophy, which is supporting people with disabilities and special needs, achieving their independence, whatever that means for them. In South Carolina, we are one of 3 centers, so we cover the Low Country. There's an organization in Columbia, Able, South Carolina. They cover the upstate. And then we have our third is Walton Options, and they cover Walterboro and North Augusta. So we're like sister centers, and we support each other for that individual or individuals with disabilities achieving that independence. As an organization, how do we help them? So we do a couple of different things. One is information and referral. So someone calls, they heard about our organization. Hey, accessibility, what do you all do? And we'll have those conversations with them. If we can help them in-house, we will. And if we cannot, this is where then we rely on our partners like Voc Rehab, DDSN. So it really is a village. And I think hopefully you all take that away from tonight, right? To support your student. I'm an athlete, I love sports. I always talk about, like, you know, you have your head coach, the assistant coach, your strength and conditioning coach, right? So our goal is to help your student and surround them with a circle of support. And accessibility is just one of those layers of support, along with Voc Rehab, DDSN, and all the other people that are here tonight. So if we can't help them in-house, we will send them to the right organization. A couple of different things we also do is we do one-on-one independent living skills training. This is where Liz comes in, right? When it comes to independent, it is very specific to the individual. We won't know what that is unless we have those conversations. And so Liz is really great with that, with one-on-one and even small group independent living skills training. We also have a program, it's called our Loan Closet program. So we take in durable medical equipment from the community, wheelchairs, crutches, hospital beds, rollators. We have a team that refurbishes this equipment. If someone walks through the door and that is what they need to help them achieve a level of independence, we give them that equipment. They hold on to it for as long as they need it. When they're done, they bring it back and rinse and repeat that process. That is a very popular call that we get in terms of our loan closet program. We also do so we have a programming layer of our organization. So for example, Liz runs a program called our Leadership Initiative Team, or LIT is the acronym. It's a social program that we also add in an educational component. So for example, we actually have a LIT event this Saturday where the topic is emergencies. So what do you do in an emergency situation? It's a great program. It happens in our office. Everything that I'm talking to you about, we have our table, so come visit us and we have all that information for you. It's from 10 to 1. We feed them. The parent or the guardian drops off the individual. You all do what you do. You come back, pick them up, and we have a fall lineup, and then we do it again in the spring. We do summer programming. So, for example, we did an adaptive street hockey program last summer. So we try to find the social component is very, very important in our organization. So that is a big part of what we do at Accessibility. Then the last part that before I move on with the LIT program, it's very much project-based, right? So the social component is a thing, but also what are they doing? What are they learning? So I'll give you an example. When I say project-based, the group wanted to make a comic book. We were like, what? That's what they wanted, right? And so our team, Liz, myself, our office, we facilitate that. So then we said, okay, well, what does that look like? What needs to happen? And so we walked them through that process, everything from the idea, the script, who the characters are, and over the course of, what did you say, Lou? Was it like a year? Huh? Yeah, the first one. About a year, they came up with this comic book, right? And we have copies that you guys can take at our table. But then it became so popular, they wanted to do a second. They want to continue the story. So we had issue 2. And then they wanted to keep going, right? So we have a 3rd issue that we just released. So those are examples of they lead the program, we facilitate it. And it goes to show that, like, yeah, they have a disability, but like, so what? You know, like we adapt it to it, but they came up with this final product. How do we support? Yes, we send it to the printer. We take care of all that. We even also teach them about running ads, you know, so that we encourage them, hey, if anyone wants to buy an ad in the comic book, so we kind of teach those sales skills as well. So that's our LIT program. And then I'll close with kind of my role. So we run a program called Career Boost. Right? So normally when I meet a student, when our organization meets a student, it's through our Career Boost program, which is broken into 2 components. One is our classroom workshops. So we have a team of facilitators that come into your student's classroom, and we teach on everything from basic self-advocacy to mock interview, financial literacy, the soft skills, right? Every topic we spend 4 weeks on. So really we just come in once a week. So we work with the teachers to fit into their lesson plan. So it could be every Wednesday at Somerville High School, we're running the Career Boost program. Every Monday at Ashley Ridge, we're running the Career Boost program, right? So that's the classroom component. The other side of Career Boost is a work-based learning program, which I see one of our guys here, right? So the work-based learning program, we call it Ability Thrift. So we bring a massive RV onto the campus where then the students get on this bus, and we use the secondhand or thrift industry to kind of teach them some of these transferable skills. I'll give you an example. So we primarily now take in clothing donations. When they step on the bus, they clock in, they clock out like an employee. We do pay them. It's a working stipend. We put them into different stations, everything from sorting, and when I say sorting, it's just not like this or that. It's they have to look at the clothing item and they're asking the questions, can we sell this, right? So they have to do, that's a decision-making skill that they have to make. Once they do that, then someone on the next station will sort it, they'll tag it, they'll price it, right? So we have computers on the bus, so they have to learn how to do some research to see, can we sell this shirt for $3.99, $2.99, $1.99, right? Then there's another station where they take the photo of the item because then it gets sold through our online platform. And to a certain extent, we have a monthly sale at our office, which I'll tell you where we're located in a second. So it's 12 weeks, right? It's a great experience. Not only are they getting those transferable work skills, but we're taking them out of the classroom. It's fun. They get paid, right? So the way the pay works is it's 12 weeks. We break it into 3 rotations of 4 weeks. At the end of the rotation, we give them a paycheck, right? So some of you may know the program. So what happens is oh yeah, my son or daughter, they brought a check home, right? So if that's any of you all in here, that's what that comes from our program. And I'm happy to talk with you guys afterwards in terms of like, one of the main concerns, does it affect like any of the disability benefits? The answer is no. I can talk to you more about that, but we also in our office have a benefits counselor that can speak to not just that, but just that whole world as in terms of benefits. Other than that, I think I'll close with that. So anything that has to do with independence, right? Our services are free. We are a nonprofit organization. Our first touch point with your student is most likely our Career Boost program, but then we will work with your student as they transition out of high school into adulthood. So we pretty much we will work with your son, your daughter, for the life. So we're like DDSN, kind of a lifespan organization. We will continue to walk with your son or daughter as long as they want us to walk with them. And so again, any questions, please feel free to visit us. Liz and I will be here until they kick us out. So thank you guys so much.
I love those comic books. Those are awesome. All right, so that is the end of our presenters, which I'm actually glad we did finish a little bit early, which gives you guys more time at the presenter tables to ask any specific questions that you have. Also on your program, all of you should have gotten one of these. At the very bottom, there's a closing survey, which I know you've probably seen so many QR codes and you're gonna see more this year, hopefully, because we are looking for as much feedback as possible on these events, so that way our next set of events can be a little bit even more specifically designed to what your needs are. So please take a few minutes at the end before you leave or after you leave to fill that out, just to give us a little bit of feedback. If you have any questions and you can't stay for the presenter tables, put them in there and I'll send them off to our presenters so they can reach out and answer your questions. All right, so at that, we're gonna end our live stream and you guys may go out to the presenter tables.